One of the most important things that you need to have as a creator is a good audio interface. Now, if you create content and you value the quality of your audio, you may argue that you could do it using your mobile phone or your laptop, or maybe directly plugging in your microphone to PC. Now, not all microphones have these features that an audio interface brings to the table, like cancelling noise and maybe playing around with the gain and the volumes and all that. So if you create content, then the first thing that you need to think about is getting yourself a simple audio interface. They have different sizes and maybe different price ranges depending on the quality of audio given by the audio interface. Now today with me I have this Teyun Q24. Now this is one simple audio interface which is very light and still and very effective. Now if you look at the packaging, you see that it's got these names here: professional, high quality, high fidelity audio interface. Now this is just a simple audio interface for a beginner. If you are a beginner, somebody who just starting to create content. So it has some impressive features, and you can find all the details about the features in a manual that is usually in this. Now let's just look at how maybe some simple connectivity purposes, some features that makes it better than recording direct from your mobile device or your maybe phone or laptop or tablet. If you look at this, it has different input and output system. Let's begin with that as the first thing. Now for the input, we have parts where you can plug in headphone and you can plug in your speakers. So you have this for input. You can see this here, you have input and output. So it means if you compare this to something like your laptop, in the laptop you only have one input and one output port in most cases for the microphone and maybe your speakers. But in this case you have this for input, this for output, and then you have the other section for output. The other output system is the one for the headphone. So it means you can listen from your headphone directly as you monitor the sound you're recording, and you can also put it out to your speaker using this here, or if you don't have this cable you can use directly. Now with that you have to buy some cable, because now your earphone jack is usually the small type, 3.5 millimeter. So you see this can fit into this headphone jack here. So you need to get this plug here, a simple plug where you plug now your headphone into that, and then you can plug it in that section for monitoring. So that's for the output system. If you are for the output for the speakers, you need to buy certain cables with some form of an extension at the end. I don't know if I have that here, but I'm sure you'll see this here before for the output. Now when it comes to power, there's two ways you can get power for your audio interface. The first is a normal USB that is given here. Now it usually comes with a power cable, this that can be plugged into your PC, and the other part plugged directly into this. So you connect that and then connect this other part to your PC. If you don't have that, you can use something like your mobile charger, the smaller portion here. This is also a power port. And then once you're plugged in, you make sure that this button here is in the right position. If you're using the power from this source, you turn that to this side. If it is from this here for PC, plug it on that other side. Now on the front side, maybe if you just have a look at some of these buttons here. This microphone has several different buttons. I mean, it can accept, the interface can accept two microphones. So you have two ins and two outs, like you see on the other end. So you can plug one mic here and maybe your musical instrument in that other port. And then you have to turn this on. So when they're down, that means it's on. They're off, it's off. So you can only turn the one that you're using. If you're using this, turn it on, then you can turn it off. Now we have these knobs here. These ones are for microphone that gain, signal gain. Yeah? Now this signal depends on maybe how close or how far your microphone is, or how loud you want the microphone to capture your sound. So if you set the gain as high, then it will capture more sound, or maybe you'll capture your voice loudly. If you turn that down, that's the opposite. So it can be set up for both of these, any device plugged in here. Then you have the one for look back. Now this is if you're using a digital audio workstation. You can see though there to change maybe the level of noise and all that. So you can only test this once you have your headphone or maybe your microphone plugged in. Then for the output, this is to increase the volume of your output, and basically the speakers that we said we can connect on either this part or this part. So this will determine how loud the music is on the external speakers. So if you turn that look back on, you'll be using the one for this digital audio workstation. So the other knob here is the volume of your headphone. If you're monitoring it, sometimes you may want this to be lower compared to the external one, or maybe you may not even use this and just want this, so you'll just turn it. If you turn it too high, there'll be a distortion in your audio quality. So you need to try and just balance it somewhere that it becomes effective. So if I connect this to the PC, so plug this other end to my PC, you notice that there's a light that has come on here, the one for power, but I haven't turned the power on. So if I turn it on, I turn this out. So I'm going to press this and then show you what happens on the other end. You'll notice that if I do that, the second part, the one for 48 volt power, has been turned on. Then I can also turn this others on to maybe have the microphone connected. So if I have an XLR microphone, I will connect it into one of these ports here. So I'll put that there, and then the other end of my microphone goes in there. So this has already been connected here, but you can see here it is. So this is the microphone. The other edge of this microphone has the part that is compatible with this section here, so that's plugged in there. Then now your microphone, you can now start setting it up. So let's just have a look at how the gain works, for instance. So if I increase this gain here and try, so let me increase that a bit, turn on the microphone. So I want you to notice that the gain signal will start picking from here. Let's do that. That way. So you'll notice that there's light blinking down there, this here. I tap on the microphone, it blinks. If I reduce the gain, it will require so much force for it to blink. But if I just increase it to the end, so just a simple tap means that I can speak on the microphone. So you see it's blinking like when I'm speaking on the microphone, and it's speaking out my voice. If I reduce this, it will become lower. So as I increase it, you see it starts peaking down there. So that's just how the gain works. So these are the ones which they are the knobs for volume. This is the signal for the second microphone. So that is just how simple this audio interface is, and it helps you control the quality of audio that you record in terms of the volume and maybe a few other aspects. You still need editing after you're done recording, but actually it makes it easier for you to record and monitor your audio just the way you'd like it to be. So next we'll just have a look at some other device like the XLR microphone and the connection and how it works.